It is October the 3rd, 2021. I'm Andy, and this is the Minorcan Mullet Report from the Golden Ray Rec site and headed into the Port of Brunswick today. Hey, Minorcan Navy, Captain Andy coming to you, and I just want to take a second about yesterday's video with the tugboats, and there's been a couple comments, hey, why did the tugboats release before the barge got in underneath the VB? Well, if you watched all our videos we've had in the series here of the removal of the Golden Ray, you'd know that there's a system. It's almost like a spider web of anchors that come out from that radiate from that VB that hold it in place, and those anchors, of course, are attached with some pretty high strength rope type material, and the anchors that are on the north end of it, which is where they were putting the barge through, extend out through the environmental barrier out into the almost going back towards the channel area. If the tugboats don't release, they get caught up into that anchor system. It gets wrapped in the propellers, and there's a huge mess. So yeah, they're limited on what they can do as far as they help in there get the rig kind of lined up to go right in the gap there, and then they have to come off. They have to come off the barge, or they are going to get in there and damage that anchor system. And we kind of explained this in probably 2 or 3 of the earlier videos where they actually had that system kind of picked up, and it's just it's a spider web of lines that come out, radiate out from that VB to hold it in place. And keep this in mind too. That Julie B was down in the water. They had pumped a lot of water to get it down, to get underneath that section. So there was a lot of barge in the water for that current to react against and push against. So you start throwing all these factors into place, you can kind of understand the challenges that operation could certainly present. Early morning today, I want to start off with a picture of the Julie B, and this is the damage from yesterday when they were trying to get the barge underneath the VB 10,000 holding section 3. A little bump here, and it caused a little puncture here. This will easily be repaired, and they'll get that taken care of. But beautiful morning to get out and see section 3 on the Julie B barge, and now headed back into the Port of Brunswick. The process again is that we're kind of halfway finished with this transfer of these sections from the 2 dry docks that were in the Port of Brunswick, and then onto the Julie B barge. Both sections will be placed onto this large barge. It's longer than a football field. It is a massive barge, and it'll take 2 of these sections, and then these sections will be taken back to Gibson, Louisiana, around Florida, into the Gulf of Mexico, and up into Gibson, where they will undergo the dismantling and processing there for the scrap facility Mars. But it was a nice calm day to get out at early morning. This process probably started around, I don't know, it was dark. We thought we were getting out in enough time to maybe be able to catch this. Figured it was coming at the high tide. Planned on being out of there at 7 this morning, and by 7 when we got out, they were already away from the VB 10,000 and headed out across the sound towards the Port of Brunswick. And this is what we got for you. Well, as they get Section 3 and the Julie B back into the Port of Brunswick, we can see just how much room is actually on the barge for the second section, which will be Section 6, to be placed on the barge. It looks like plenty of room for that to happen. There's going to be a little shuffling around while they move some dry docks, probably with that Section 5 that's on it. That's the one that came in with the with highly constructed cradle system, because the side of the ship was torn away. Probably see that piece get moved around more towards the Pacific Horizon lift crane that is in the Port of Brunswick, so they can process some of those cars out of that. And they'll be getting ready to get Section 6 headed back out to the site for another lift. Well, hey, that's going to do it for us today. We ask if you haven't done it yet, click on that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, send us some comments, and most of all, we want you guys to stay safe out there.